Hakushi and Masato Tanaka versus Jake Roberts and the Headhunters. And in the main event, we've seen WWF champion Bret Hart take on Drunk Terry Funk in his retirement match.
Damn. Tell me, Fat Mac, we can watch this on the WWE Network.
This, of course, is not on the WWE Network.
Why? They own almost all those companies, if not all of them.
No, they only own 3 out of the 5, which is the reason. But you can find these matches on YouTube if you look. I haven't found one that has the complete, and I'm assuming a lot of that has to do with WWE.
Yeah.
But you can find a good chunk of these matches, especially some of the bigger named ones. I don't know if you can find Shark Tsuchiya and Kuga.
I'm all about that Wing Kanamura and Amish Roadkill, to be honest.
Oh, Amish Roadkill, I miss him. He was fun. He was a big Amish dude.
Yeah?
He had a cool-ass beard.
I would hope so.
You would hope so.
Was he very flat?
He was very flat?
Well, Roadkill, right?
Ah, I get you.
Aha.
He made Roadkill out of people.
Well, you want to talk about Roadkill. I think we got to talk about AEW All Out 2020. What I really overall think is a good show, but it was marred by a couple of really, 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 really bad things, and it really drug down the entire experience for me. Sucks that it has to go down this way, but it does. Now, of course, we predicted last week, and some of the pre-show matches that we had predicted on made their way to the main card, throwing a wrench in everybody's plans, Fat Mac.
Oh, definitely to the the happiness
to the left,
of you.
To the left.
I can't think of the word I'm trying to think
benefit.
of, but it made you happy. To the benefit. But definitely to your benefit. Although, I don't know did you watch the buy-in?
I
had it on in the background.
I think, yeah, I did watch it. I did watch it because I tuned in at like 6:15 or something, thinking that I was late for it, and then it was on the buy-in, so I was like, cool, I'll watch this. Joey Janela defeated Serpentico in the first match of the night, and this was pretty good. Pretty interesting. I want to see more Serpentico in AEW in general.
Right.
Yeah, no, Joey Janela's great.
Yeah, that's the one I'm definitely looking at seeing. I'm not so excited for the other one, but this wasn't even announced, at least at the time that we were doing everything, which was the evening before, so I'm assuming it wasn't announced at all.
Yeah. I'm sure Joey Janela is one of your workhorse guys, though, who's like, oh, we got time for another match. And Joey's like, oh, yeah, I'll do it.
And I'm glad they got Joey Janela on the card. And like you said, Serpentico, I think they could definitely highlight a little more of, maybe on some 6-mans or something.
Yeah, I think so. Then we had the tag team match, the second match on the buy-in, seeing the Private Parties, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, defeat the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver, who, when we predicted for this last week, were numbered 3 and 4. And I was like, I don't like those guys. But then I saw it was Alex Reynolds and John Silver. And yeah, those are the 2 that I really do like.
I think they're 3 and 4, though.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
There we go. That works.
They're
not good enough to win on a buy-in, but...
No, but they had a really good match, and I think they had another really good match on Dynamite this week. Really, really strong showcase, which is good because they are the comedic relief of the Dark Order. But yeah, they're doing pretty good. This probably wasn't so great, but Private Party got a win. That's good for them.
Yeah, that is good for them, honestly.
And the thing is, I'm pretty sure matches on Dark and matches on the buy-ins on these pay-per-views actually count toward their win-loss record, unlike what it would do in WWE if they did care about that kind of shit.
I think, at least a while ago, I had read that, I know Dark doesn't count, or at least when they did it, it didn't. I don't know about buy-in, but I know that they said Dark does not count.
Okay.
Towards their towards their stuff, which is good too, because then it allows you to throw some people in there and have an upset.
They do a lot of squash matches on Dark with like indie talent and stuff.
So it wouldn't be fair if you just one mid-card guy squashing a bunch of indie talent, getting all these wins, when a main event guy is facing main event guys and not getting as many wins.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Then we opened up Pasty with a match that allegedly was going to be on the buy-in and then got moved to the main card.
Due to fan backlash. From everything that I had heard, it was due to fan backlash. They did not want to see a women's cinematic match relegated to the buy-in. And hey, good on you, fans, and good on AEW for listening.
Well, if they would have put on a good match, it would have been even better. What we got was kind of a big disaster. Of course, I'm reading afterwards, they said the reason they even did the cinematic match was because Britt Baker wasn't as 100% as they thought she was going to be. She was still injured. They had to work around some of that. And I don't know, if you ask me, Big Swole is good in the ring, but she's not a actress. She's not a put on a show person. It was Pasty. It was messy. That's what I had. It was really messy. I said there was some fun stuff a little bit. It was messy. It was rushed. I think it was longer than it should have been, honestly.
Coming in at 10 minutes, I don't think it felt like 10 minutes, at least for me. But, I watch wrestling and I have other stuff I'm doing at the same time. So.
Right. I just sat and watched it through with my son. Hopefully this just wraps up their feud and both these women can move on, because both these women have potential to be major players in this division. Yeah. Of course, Britt Baker already is. Swole can just move up from here, but I don't know. I thought it was I gave it a C-. It just didn't work for me. I was expecting something different, I guess.
Yeah, it was hard to know what you were going to get walking into it. But it was like a mix of a comedy match, and then Britt Baker had this like psycho killer kind of vibe thing going on. I really like the stuff where every time her assistant Reba came into the room, Big Swole would just take her the fuck out in an instant, and then she'd come back. Very cartoony in a sense. Some of the stuff was pretty awful, but to me it hits in that woken or broken universe kind of, the campy shit good way. And Britt Baker did take that syringe, needle and all to the leg. That's cool. She didn't have to do that. But yeah, that's a cinematic match. I think here placement probably played a big part into this. It's the first match of the night.
It definitely played a big part.
You could have put it a few other places and it would have been better. Fuck, use it to split up the train wreck Matt Hardy had.
Right. I guess, you couldn't really do that because this was pre-taped, so you couldn't make this go long.
Right.
Still. And Pasty, I hate to break it to you, but that was a working syringe. It's gimmicked. She didn't take a needle to the leg.
I don't know. By all accounts, that's what I had heard. Everything I've heard this week said it was legit.
Oh, it's a gimmick syringe. But nonetheless, it was good they worked a syringe into it.
And Big Swole hit her with the knockout gas for the win, which I guess you're in a dentist office. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. It worked. It was I don't think it worked, but it happened.
It happened. And that brings us into what should have been the first match of the night. The tag team match, seeing the Young Bucks defeating Jurassic Express, Fat Mac, in quite aggressive fashion.
Yeah, very much so. Got anything on it?
Just Young Bucks looked aggressive again, which is good because they've been resting on their laurels in AEW, They got to run the show. They don't really got to focus so much on the performance. And this was good. Jurassic Express did the holy shit, why are you guys being so aggressive? And they played it off pretty well. I thought this was fun. Like I said, probably would have been a better way to start the show than the Tooth and Nail match. But I definitely agree the Tooth and Nail match deserved to be on the main card and not. Why would you spend the effort and time and money to make a cinematic match to relegate it to a pre-show?
I do agree with that. I do think that I know we're going backwards now. I think they would have put more into it if they planned for it to be on the main roster. Obviously, it was, recorded 2 or 3 days ahead of time.
Yeah.
I think they would have put more into it had they known it was going to be on the main card. But as you said before we even recorded, Pacey, hindsight is 20/20.
Yes, indeed.
This match, it had 2 stories, and I liked them both. We had the story of the Bucks with their new aggression, frustration, the viciousness. There we go.
Fishy swah.
They're not the fun-loving, cocky boys that we came to know and love. They're nasty, mean, aggressive. It was great. I loved it. And then you also got the side of the Jungle Express, and they were resilient and they were explosive, and they kind of showed the kind of heart that made Nick and Matt household names back in the day. To the point where I at least actually believed that they could win the matches, especially since there were no real stakes for the Bucks,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, these guys could pick up a win. So those 2 stories, really good in-ring action, made this a good opener. But as I have in my notes, unfortunately, Britt and Swole got that spot. But this was the moment where it felt like the pay-per-view kicked into AEW mode,
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't mind this one. I liked this one. I gave it a B grade. Between these 4 people, could it have been better? Yes. Had it been the opener, maybe it would have been better. Had they been given a little more time, maybe. But I think it's a solid B, and I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it.
I think there's still plenty of time to see more heel Bucks versus Jurassic Express. And I can see Jurassic Express going over in the end. Jungle Boy is really coming into his own. I'll give him that much.
He is. I agree. I liked that.
And now coming up, Jurassic Express gets a non-title shot at FTR. And if they beat them, maybe they'll get a shot at the championships. FTR did a really, really good tag team champions.
Talk about spoilers, Pasty. Spoilers, Pasty.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait for it.
I just assume everybody like me and you has seen it. But no, this was a really good match. Probably would have been the best way to start the show. Then we had the 21-man Casino Battle Royale, which was fast, intense. I guess I kind of forgot they came out 5 at a time. It was kind of weird that the factions didn't come out together and they came out staggered. I think at 5 at a time, I don't know why you wouldn't.
I guess it made more sense, though, if you had, 5 guys in a faction out there by themselves. It'd get kind of boring.
Mm-hmm. Matt Seidel was your wild card. He came out, jumped up on the top rope, tried to do shooting star press.
And kind of face planted.
Oh, well, back planted real hard.
Poor
real
fella.
hard. He must have been like 8 feet in the air when he started the plummet towards the mat.
Yeah. Luckily, he avoided his neck.
Yeah.
But
oof, that could have been really bad. Debuting for AEW and now retiring.
Yeah.
I hurt for him though when I saw that happen.
Yeah. This was it was a battle royal. I like like you said, coming in 5 at a time. My son was really happy with that. He thought that was kind of a good way to do it, because then you don't have the 1-on-1, 2-on-1, somebody laying down for 1-on-1 and the other guy resting. You get action right away, but you don't have 30 people or 70 people or even 21 people in there all at once right away. You kind of build it up. Good storytelling, I think. You had the Darby Allin Team Taz thing going, Cage and Archer, which I wasn't interested in. But
dude, that Darby Allin body bag with thumbtack spot where they picked him up and powerbombed him. Dude, how could you do that? He can't see. He doesn't know to watch where those fucking stairs are. You're lucky Darby wasn't another victim of this pay-per-view.
I said that to my son. I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah, and it's Brian Cage. Out of all the big guys in AEW, I think Brian Cage is the last person I'd trust to toss me blindly.
Yeah, I actually have in my notes the body bag spot was a fun idea, but ended up being real sloppy and tough to watch.
It made it fun for the rest of the Battle Royal, though, when all these guys are doing their spots and landing on thumbtacks that spilled out of the body bag.
Yeah. and that was the other thing, putting him into the body bag and he got like maybe a third of the thumbtack